welcome to new and old to the channel. I'm Wendy and today I'm going to have a go at doing Sassy Coloring's mid-year colouring book Freakout 2022. I don't know how well I'm going to answer some of these questions, but I thought, well, I've got time, I'll give it a go. Who knows what a disaster it'll be. Obviously I'm fairly early on my colouring journal. I've got no brain today either, which won't help, sorry. But yeah, I'm fairly early on with my colouring journey really. So the channel, I'm not quite at a year yet. I think I started towards the end of August last year, and I've been colouring a year on top of that, and I am a slow colourer, as you might have noticed if you watch some of my videos. I'm not speedy, so I'm not one of those people that have got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of finished, completed things for these kind of questions. But I'm going to do what ones I can do with what I've got. So question 1, best picture you've coloured so far in 2022. I'm terrible at making a decision. So I've kind of picked this one just because it kind of took me so long really, and for me personally it was a bit more of a challenge because it's obviously a bit more mixed media and there's quite a lot of things going on. As you can see, I've chickened out on doing the other side still so far, but yeah, good metallic watercolours in the background. I can't remember what pencils I've used. I think it was Albert Dürer now I'm looking as a base, and then I think I've used my usual lumens over the top here and there. Glitter pens I can see as well, but yeah, it was a mixture of lots of things I think going on this page, and whilst I did find it frustrating, when I look back at it I am pretty pleased with it. I think this is a lovely book. I would like to do some more on it, but the pages are so big and I get caught up in the detail that I find it quite a long task even to do just one side like this. And the other one, I know I should only pick one, but you know, well, it's my video, do if I want, can't I? The other one that I have, obviously just a recent one, but I have really enjoyed working on it. I really like it. Which is quite a rare thing for me to say, was this one in Hannah's new book of obviously the unicorns in my very bright, goodness knows what kind of weather these clouds bring. But yeah, that was my other favourite this year so far because I just enjoyed doing it. It was just pure pleasure and I like it. It's over the top, it's a bit crazy, but I enjoyed it and I like looking at it still. When I look back at it on the page, I've not put that back in properly, it'll bug me, so I'll have to fix it. So yeah, I've cheated as per and picked 2 for that. Number 2, what is my most coloured in book in 2022? Now, as you've probably noticed, I don't just colour in one book and stay in that book. I tend to do a page out of a book, and I've kind of cheated again really and picked a series of books. Helps if they're not upside down, doesn't it really? Because what I have noticed when I've looked through my journal is that whilst I don't always colour in the same book, I have, when I look what I've coloured in this year, Clara Markova has undoubtedly come up most months. Again, if you've been watching my videos, you'll probably have spotted them here and there. So whilst all of these, well, these are fairly new to me books anyway. I know they're not new out, but they are fairly new to me. And I have kind of been working in them fairly consistently most months. So again, I've not got hundreds, oh, missed one already. I've not got hundreds of pages done, but I have done some in all of these books pretty much as soon as I got them. Various different medias. I'll be honest, there's absolutely no way I'm going to remember what I've done. I think that was the first page I did actually in any of her books. It has been a learning curve with her paper. It's really good paper, but it's quite unusual paper, so I've kind of had to learn how to deal with it and what works for me really. This one's quite a favourite. I think I enjoyed doing it, and again, for me, it's not often I can say, yeah, I really like the result. I think this one was Brute Frunas. I think it's all Brute Frunas actually, maybe apart from the background. I don't know what I've done in the background, can't tell, but yeah, something else in the background. I'd have to look back at my video. Another unicorn, because you can't have enough unicorns, can you? obviously I like colouring them, and then obviously not 2022 because it was Christmas, so I must have done this just before, but yeah, that double in that one. This one is fairly new to me, so I think I've only got this one page in this one. But again, I think this was in Derwent Artists. Have I marked another one? No, I haven't. Again, this is a new book to me this month or so, as is this one. I think I've only done this one in here. Yes, I have only marked the one. And then this is one of my slightly older ones. So there's a couple in here, I think. There's the little handbag and shoes. Oh, hello, my little bird's gone flying. Get back on. There we go. And the cake I've done in this one as well. But yeah, I think they will continue to be books that I continue to work in most months. I've done one of them this month already that I just clipped together in here somewhere. Don't know, but yeah, they are most definitely my most coloured in authors' books, really. Even though I'm not just working in just one of them, I'm kind of alternating between them really as I see fit. Newly released book that I haven't coloured in yet, but I want to. I've only just got this one, and this is a new release from, I'm not going to butcher the name, Lenka Filanenko, is it? She says not going to and then does. And yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to have a go in this in August, because so far I haven't touched it this month because I'd already picked so many pages already, and it's been a very busy month. So I haven't yet coloured in this one, but I think it's beautiful, and I'm quite looking forward to having a go at Fairy Bliss. I think it's a lovely book, beautiful cardstock. I think I'll be able to use some watercolour in it, and just really pretty, gentle images, which is my cup of tea really. So yeah, haven't coloured in that yet, but quite looking forward to. And then new releases is number 4, so most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I think a lot of people have said these already. I think my first one, Climax Cover's got a new one coming out. I haven't finished the current ones, but yeah, I shall be looking for that. I think she's got fall on her Facebook page when I read it. So yeah, she's got a new one coming out later on in the year that obviously I'm quite looking forward to. Kirby Rosanna's has got obviously a new one coming out, Aliens. I'll pop a picture in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a look at it. I didn't get his last one because it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't the kind of thing I would colour. I quite like whimsical kind of things, but I do like a bit of space and aliens and things like that as well. So as long as it's not too gruesome, I might be getting that one. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Whether I get it, that's a different question. And obviously the last one is obviously a colourist's obvious choice, isn't it? Joanna Basford's got Rooms of Wonder coming out. Again, looking forward to having a good look at it. It looks so far like there's going to be a lot of little tiny things to colour. I'm going to have a look, see whether it's my cup of tea or not. But there's some good books coming out, isn't there? And it's always interesting. And, well, let's not even mention Coco Wai, who are just chucking them out like I don't know what. They're just inventing books every other day, it feels like. So, yeah, interested to see what they come out with as well, but obviously don't know what they're coming out with beforehand. Favourite new artist or publishing company that you have discovered in 2022? I ummed and ahed about this one for a while, and then I kind of went, what book have I coloured in a lot this year? Well, this one, obviously, and these are new to me this year, so R.J. Hansen was clearly the obvious choice for me this year. That I've used his books a lot. I've done quite a few pages in them. Obviously, I'm not speedy, so there's still loads to do in here. Quite fancy that butterfly, but I've done a number of pages in this book in particular, and really enjoyed doing them. I wish it was on better paper, but you know, that's where we are, isn't it? It's not. It's on Amazon paper. I think it's the slightly better Amazon paper. But yeah, obviously I've done a few pages out of his books, and I'm enjoying the comedy of some of his images, and they are beautiful. Some of them are beautiful. I really like some of the images in here as well that I'm hoping we'll get back to this month or next as I work through. This one, actually, I've been naughty. It was my first purchase, and I have not coloured any in this one. I think I find the other ones a bit appealing. These feel a little bit more repetitive, if anything, but yeah, I love all three of these in particular. I think there's a sea life one as well, isn't there, that I've not got. I don't know why, but I don't enjoy colouring underwater things quite as much as some other things. So I've kind of, over this year particularly, I think I've kind of started to understand a little bit more about what I enjoy colouring and what I can colour, but starts to become hard work as I'm working through it. Obviously I'm not quick, so I'm going to spend quite a lot of time on a drawing, and I've got to enjoy doing that in order to put that time and effort into it. So I think I've got a little bit of a better idea about myself now, just what appeals in a colouring page and what for no obvious reason just doesn't. And loads of underwater things. I like the look of them when I look at them, but when I start to colour them, I find myself kind of the big sea spaces and bubbles and lots of blue sea. Yeah, I just don't enjoy it as much. I don't know why. And millions of fish that are the same size, and they can be a bit repetitive, can't they? I don't know. I like the odd mermaid here and there. And before, if you'd have asked me before I'd been colouring for this kind of year and a half, I think I'd have said, oh yeah, I'd really enjoy colouring mermaids, but for some reason it doesn't, just doesn't appeal. Anyway, moving on. Number 6, did you try any new colouring techniques this year? I did try some Grayscale. Now, this was my one and only Grayscale, but I did quite enjoy it, and now I'm off and I've got a bit more of a brain back, hopefully. I am going to try and do another one out of this book because it's beautiful. I did enjoy it. It's a different challenge. The grey can be, in skin tone particularly, I think it can be a bit overpowering and give your skin a kind of slightly dead look if you're not careful. So I think warming it up is really important. And I did find some of this little bit in the kind of misty background a little bit tricky. But the images in here are beautiful, and I do intend to have a go at trying to do a few more of Christine Caron. And obviously I've just got the Colour in Heaven Christine Caron book as well, so there's more in there that I'd like to have a go at. But yeah, it brings a different challenge, doesn't it? And I bought this not sure whether I would have a go at the Grayscale in here, but yeah, I did enjoy it, and I do plan on trying to do a little bit more Grayscale because I kind of feel, yeah, it was okay. I can manage it. I can do it, some Grayscale. What number was up to? 7. What book do you want to do I want to finish this year? Well, that isn't going to happen, and you might have noticed there is not 10 books to finish on my channel or any of that, and there probably never will be, because the chances of me finishing a book are somewhere between slim and nowhere. I'm not speedy. I don't think I want to be speedy, really. If I'm really honest, this book I would like to finish. It's not going to be this year. It probably isn't going to be next year. It might be the year after that. I've shown you it before if you've watched any other videos on my channel. This book probably is the one that I've got the most finished pages in. But as I've just said before, I don't just work just in one book, and nor am I going to. This one I kind of in my mind, I do love it. I love the illustrations in it. I would like to finish this one. You'll notice I'm still avoiding the bottles in this book. This book has a lot of bottles and magical things in it that I have not done. I really do fancy doing this one. That might be in my pages next month. But there are some lovely pages in this book. I really enjoy them. When I look through it in my mind, I kind of... bottles, swerving it. Although I have done a bottle now. Thanks, Pixie. You made me do that jar in RJ Hampson, so I kind of feel like I've started on my battle a little bit. But yeah, in my mind, I do want to finish this book, but I want it to be the best I can possibly do with it. I've done another one in here, which is why it's got a big clip in it that you're not seeing. And generally, not every month, but I do a page in this pretty regularly. And it's building up slowly, but there's a long, long way to go, and it's not going to get finished anytime soon. And I'm okay with that. I don't feel pressure to do 100 pages a month. I enjoy doing the pages I do at the speed I do, challenging myself with technique and those kind of things. I fully understand lots of people just like doing really quick pages. That's fine, but it's not for me personally. So the next one, I think, is also a question that I'm kind of, have I completed any colouring books this year? No. Have I completed any colouring books at all? No. I'm bad. I'm so bad. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I enjoy the colouring I do, and that's the purpose of this for me, so I don't feel the pressure there. Is there any colouring book that you bought this year that you regret? In the main, like I say, I think I've got a pretty good idea now of what I know I enjoy, what I know I will work in and enjoy working in. But the range, whenever you go in the range or B&M, they're as bad. They have all these little deco time books, and I've got one that I have actually worked in somewhere, and while I was looking for this video, could I find it? Could I heck? And they have all these little books in, and this one, as we've just flipped past it there, has a schnauzer in it. So yeah, it had to get bought because I have a schnauzer. As you can see, I've not coloured it, and I have these ones which are also deco time ones that I think, oh, look at them, they're cute. But yeah, oh look, I have actually done a little bit there. Look, what's that? Oh, it looks like it's alcohol marker. But yeah, really and truly, am I going to work in these? I'm not going to work in these. And they have these funny, like, it's not acetate, is it? But whatever this see-through stuff is, they have these in. I suppose I could use them for card making, or maybe bits in my journal or things like that. So there might be little bits in some of these that I use. But you go into the range, or I'm sure America, you have your equivalent cheapy art, sell lots of different types of things, shops that sell similar kind of bargain looking colouring books. That you're a colouring book addict, so you pick them up, don't you? Then they sit on your shelf and you don't colour them. And really and truly, I know in myself, when do I ever pick these up? When do I think, oh yeah, I really want to colour in that? I don't. I'm not gonna. Some of these bits I think would be quite nice for journal, which I suppose is why they haven't worked their way to school, rather than me actually doing something with them. But yeah, there's a few bits at the front that I think maybe I could use them for this, maybe I could use them for that. But if I'm honest, they were cheap. It's not the end of the world, but I have kind of put myself on a ban on even looking at books in the range or B&M, because I know I won't use them. I'd like to say I would, but I know I won't. That's just who I am. So no more buying any super cheap books like that unless when I pick them up I think 3/4 of the book I love, I'm not allowed it now. I've put a ban on myself for those. And last one, if you could recommend any colouring book released this year, which would it be? I've struggled with this a little bit because a lot of my collection is books that I've bought that are new to me but are not necessarily new books. But I have kind of picked these two out. Obviously, this is the Japanese version and it's a new re-release. If you haven't got it, Amazon Japan is really not that difficult to tackle. And this is a lovely book. It's pretty good quality paper. The images in it are beautiful. Again, this is one that I do intend to work in over August because it's too lovely to sit on the shelf. So yeah, this one I would definitely recommend. I don't think the images are too difficult. You've got a lovely colour copy to go with it, and it's just a really interesting, unusual colouring book that I think is lovely. But I've also got this one, which was a new one this year, that was out this year. I'm not even gonna go, Anna. It's beautiful. She has a few books, and I have a few of them. But this one was a new one this year, and again, I've not coloured in it yet, but I do intend to when I've got a little bit more time, now that I've got a bit of time off school, because the images in it are beautiful. The paper quality is really good, it's lovely. You've got a bit of grayscale, you've got a lot of line work, and you've got a range of lots of different types of images, really, obviously to do with star signs, but it's portraits, isn't it? There's a lot of portraits and beautiful women and interesting bits of pattern and sky, and you've got a few really lovely coloured prints in here as well that you can have a look at to see how she's tackled it. But I think it's a beautiful book. I think Coolcraft Books have got it on Etsy, but I think there are a couple of other sellers that were selling it as well. But both really beautiful books that I would definitely recommend if you haven't already and you have an interest in those kinds of images. But yeah, and so that was the last question. So thank you very much for watching my answers. I hope I haven't bored you too rigid with my books and my book talk. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your lovely comments that so many people write. It's so lovely to read people's comments. It still amazes me that anybody even watches. Amazes me really. So thank you to all the lovely people out there. You are very much appreciated. Thank you for watching me drivelling on. Hope you're having a great day. Bye bye.